Now, what you're really wondering is, how does the Instagram algorithm work? When it comes to the algorithm, there's a lot of scary feelings associated with it, and people feel like it's this really bad, ominous thing that's going to make it so that your posts aren't seen to your followers. But when you know how the algorithm works, that means you can kind of, well, hack it to actually help you instead of hurt you. There are 3 key factors in the Instagram algorithm that affect how many people are going to see your posts in their feed. The first factor that the Instagram algorithm takes into consideration is how much it thinks you're going to care about this post. What that means is, are people engaging with your account? Are they watching your stories? Are they liking your posts? Are they commenting? Are you connecting with them? How connected are these 2 people? That's what Instagram will then discover, and those are the people it's going to choose to share the post to first. So how can you beat this? One of the easiest ways is to be consistent. So for example, if you're posting on your Instagram stories every day and you're being really consistent about that, it's going to kind of become a little bit like a reality TV show that people are excited to tune into every single day. And if they're excited to do that, then your stories are going to be near the front of their feed for them to engage with. You also want to be consistent with posting to your feed as well. This doesn't mean that you have to post every single day of the week, but you do want to be consistent and post great content and try and engage with people in the comments and make sure that you're always commenting back with them. And a really good way to do this is to sit down once a week and plan out all of your Instagram content for the week, so then you can be sure that you're consistent and showing up for your followers. The second factor that the Instagram algorithm considers is the relationship to the person who's posting it. So this is why you'll often see a photo from maybe your parent at the top of your feed, even though they might only have 50 Instagram followers. It's because Instagram has figured out, hey, you really care about this family member, and you'll probably want to see this post, even though it's not some epically gorgeous photo by an extremely popular account. And this is because Instagram values relationships. And again, this ties back into why you should be authentic on Instagram, because the algorithm favors authenticity at the end of the day. And so if you are trying hard to genuinely connect with people on Instagram, this means, in your DMs, replying back to everybody, having them open, creating conversation starter questions. Maybe you put up a poll in your Instagram stories about really anything to get people invested. So for example, with my house, as I'm redecorating it, I would kind of ask for some advice and put up a poll, and then people became really invested all of a sudden in what my apartment was going to look like, and they would tune in back for more, and they loved being able to give their input on something and actually feel like they were helping me out with a problem. The third thing that the Instagram algorithm factors in is timeliness. So how long ago was this photo posted? So this is where my number 1 tip for beating the algorithm comes into play. You want to find your best time to post. Finding the best time to post is giving yourself the biggest opportunity for your post to be seen by as many followers right when it's posted. Why does this matter? Because the more followers that engage with your content right after it's posted, what this does is it signals to Instagram that your content is quality content and it's good content, and then they show it to more people. So this all happens within the first 30 minutes of your post. So it's really important that you're posting when people are online, when your specific followers are online. And this is why you'll also want to kind of hang out in your Instagram for a little bit after you post. You'll want to answer any questions that come in through the comments and just generally see if your post is performing.
Hello. I'm Cheryl here. I run a brand and website design business and a YouTube channel called Made on Sundays. There is no denying that creating video content has become one of the most important ways for freelancers and entrepreneurs to grow their audience, to market their services, and ultimately get booked out. So in this class, I really want to ease you into creating your first video by helping you figure out how to edit super easily with the Canva video editor. So if you are ready to start romanticizing your business and sharing your work, I am so excited to welcome you to the class. Let's embark on this creative journey together. This is gonna be basically kind of like a work with me, so you can kind of see like my thinking process as I go through editing this video in real time. All right, first off, we are in Canva. We're going to open up video. I'm making an Instagram reel, so I'm gonna open up Instagram reel here. And then let's see, so I'm going to go to uploads and we are going to upload all of our footage into this space. So let's just drag it all in, including the voiceover and everything. So I'm just gonna bring it all in here. First things first, I am going to actually bring the voiceover in first. Let's see if I can do that without footage. Oh, you know what? I forgot my song, so I'm gonna bring in the song as well, and I'm gonna put it right there. I am going to bring the song volume down, and then this will go up a bit. Let's see. This is a morning in my life as a freelance designer. Okay, that sounds pretty good. So it starts off with a morning in my life. So I'm going to bring in my clip, first clip, and I believe it is one of these ones. I think it's gonna be this one, so I'm gonna replace that. Let's add another footage in. So I'm gonna put my matcha footage in. Okay, let me just see what's happening here. This is a morning in my life as a freelance. It should really start from here. This is a morning in my life as a freelance designer. Okay, and then we're going to reduce this footage now. Let's see. From where I'm sitting. Freelance designer. This morning I started off with... And then the next one is the iced matcha latte, so I want to talk about that. Freelance designer. This morning I started off my day with an iced matcha latte. There. I planned out my to-do. So I'm going to add that in. Do this on Notion. I'm actually starting a new brand design project for a copy. Okay, I'm going to add this in though. So it's like a clip of me walking into my office. Let's see. On Notion. I think this clip starts somewhere there. And then I'm actually going to remove the audio of this. So let's mute this. I think I need to mute all of them, to be honest. This is a morning in my life as a freelance designer. This morning, I started off my day with an iced matcha latte as I planned out my to-do list on Notion. I'm actually starting a new brand design project for a copywriter, so let's head into my client HQ and set up the new client portal. Okay, I'm gonna end that there. Okay, and then we're gonna get into the client portal portion. So let's see. Start typing there, maybe somewhere here. Okay, next will be, I think, the client portal, which I think is this clip here. I'll typically start with my template and then customize it as needed. I'll schedule in all of the tasks and assign them to the right person, and then I like to film a little welcome videos. Oh, film a welcome video. So the next clip is, let's see, it might be this one. And then I like to film a little welcome video so that they understand exactly how to navigate. Okay. And then I think there's a clip of me adding the welcome video in. And then I'm going to add, I think there's this one right here. Which usually leaves them feeling pretty excited. I love using Notion as a home space with my clients, and it's been keeping my projects on time and collaborative. Check out Client HQ for my complete client management system. Okay, and then we're gonna end it right there at the end. I think maybe this clip needs to be zoomed in a little bit more. So let's see how that looks. High quality enough? Welcome videos so that they understand exactly how to navigate the space. Oh, there. Yeah, that looks way better. Okay. Actually, I love that effect where it like zooms in.
I'll typically start with my template,
so maybe I can
customize it as needed.
Split it right here, and then I'm gonna zoom in on the next clip so people can see better what I'm doing. Like that.
New client portal.
How's that look?
I'll typically start with my template and then customize it as needed. I'll schedule in all of the tasks and assign them to the right person. And then I like to film a little welcome video.
Okay, that looks great. Okay, so those clips look good. The only clip that I want to fix the look of, I think, is this one. I'm going to go to adjustments. I'm just going to make it a little bit warmer and a little bit brighter. And then I'm gonna maybe bring down the shadows a bit, and then, yeah, I'm gonna see how that looks. Actually, maybe even a little bit warmer than that. Okay, let's see how that looks. Okay, that looks better. I think it fits with the vibe of the rest better.
This morning, I started off my day with an iced matcha latte as a...
Okay, that looks really good. I'm gonna add some text in the beginning. I think I'm gonna do something like I'm gonna use my brand font here and make this white, and I'm gonna say like a morning in my life, and then I'm gonna do subheading here, and I'm gonna add and I'm gonna put freelance designer. Okay, and then I'm gonna actually look at some text effects. I think I'm gonna make this curved, and I think I'm going to lift all of these. So I love adding a lift to make it look more apparent from the background. You want to make sure that all the text is in the middle of the video, just because there's a lot going on at the top and bottom of an Instagram reel. So you want to make sure that everything is kind of in the middle, but not like covering your face. So I'm just going to move this a little bit. Okay, let's watch that.
This is a morning in my life as a freelance designer.
Okay, I'm gonna add some more animations to it. I think I'm gonna do like the typewriter, and I'm gonna actually have this go all the way to the next scene as well. But I'm gonna remove the effect on the next scene. Sorry, I meant this effect. So how do I remove it? I'm gonna remove animation. Okay, let's just see how that looks.
This is a morning in my life as a freelance designer. This morning, I started off my day with an...
Oh, I don't like how the animation goes out. So I'm gonna go typewriter on just enter. Okay, let's see how that looks.
This is a morning in my life as a freelance designer. This morning, I started off my day with an iced matcha latte system.
Okay, so I think we have our video. I like to keep transitions pretty simple, like just no transitions basically. But I think that's really it. So I think I'm ready to export. Again, I'm going to remove the song, which is this one here, and I'm gonna add that song back in on Instagram. So I'm just going to download this now, and I'm going to download as an MP4, 1080p, download. Okay, the video has exported. The video is ready. Let's watch this.
This is a morning in my life as a freelance designer. This morning, I started off my day with an iced matcha latte as I planned out my to-do list on Notion. I'm actually starting a new brand design project for copywriters, so let's head into my client HQ and set up the new client portal. I'll typically start with my template and then customize it as needed. I'll schedule in all of the tasks and assign them to the right person. And then I like to film a little welcome video so that they understand exactly how to navigate the space, which usually leaves them feeling pretty excited. I love using Notion as a home space with my clients, and it's been keeping my projects on time and collaborative. Check out Client HQ for my complete client management system.
Yes. Okay. That was so good. It's finally done, you guys. If you haven't yet, go and edit your video with the Canva video editor. Use whichever features that I have introduced to you in this class and put it all together. It can be just as simple as trimming and splitting all of your footage to some music, something like I have created here, and it really shouldn't take you too long.
When it comes to social media platforms, there are a lot of them to choose from. So what makes TikTok stand out so much, and why is it now exploding in popularity? Because it's just fun. TikTok is an app that serves you up an endless stream of short videos, all under 1 minute long. It's a super personalized experience because their algorithm gets to know exactly the type of content that you will want to watch, which keeps you entertained and scrolling through the app. TikTok was the most popular app of 2020, and it's only growing. Right now, almost 700 million people use the app every single month, and the average user spends over 1 hour in the app each day. Yep, I told you it was addicting. TikTok is the opposite of Instagram. You could have 0 followers, post 1 video, and get 1 million views. And that's because TikTok is built on a content graph instead of a social graph, which means that you don't need a big following in order to have your videos seen by thousands or even millions of people. On Instagram, you have to have a following in order for people to see your content. But on TikTok, the algorithm will show users content from both people that they do follow and from people that they don't follow. So while on Instagram, it's all about growing your following, on TikTok, it's more about the actual content of your video and how many views that video gets, and less about the followers. But what really drives TikTok isn't the features, but instead the culture and the community. This is why Instagram hasn't been able to easily replicate TikTok's success with Reels. TikTok has its own culture full of its own trends, slang, sounds, and inside jokes. And if you don't believe me, you just need to take a look at the music charts, where songs that are popular on TikTok end up dominating the charts. What makes the TikTok community so unique is that they co-create with each other, which makes it a true community. Users can take the audio of one video and use it to create a totally different video, or they can duet a video to share their reaction or add some new perspective. This co-creation is what makes TikTok a true online community. Because unlike on Instagram, TikTok is focused on how a piece of content makes you feel, and it's less about the aesthetic of what it looks like. So remember, authentic over aesthetic. On TikTok, you don't need to have perfect lighting and an Instagrammable home in order to get high engagement. A video can be made in your parents' basement, but if it makes you laugh, cry, shocks you, teaches you something, or just makes you feel some type of way, it can become a viral piece of content. And it's not Gen Z that's loving TikTok. Contrary to what you might think, Gen Z only makes up 60% of the app, and TikTok is seeing the fastest growth with millennials and Gen X, which leaves room for everyone on TikTok. Finally, while dancing videos help to popularize TikTok, it isn't a dancing app. TikTok has evolved to feature a wide variety of videos, which come in all different forms and lengths. So let's take a look at the 7 main types of TikTok videos. So first we have dances. Like photo credit on Instagram, dance credit is very much a thing on TikTok. Really good dancers will create their own dance to a song, which can then spread like wildfire on the app, and other TikTok users will then learn the dance and create their own TikTok with it, which just makes the dance grow even more popular along with the song that they use to dance to. As you'll learn in this course, you don't have to be original on TikTok in order to be successful. A lot of TikTok culture relies on following and replicating trends, but just kind of adding your own spin to it, which takes the pressure off of you to be super creative all of the time. Another popular type of TikTok is voiceover videos, where you create a video and then narrate over top of it. This example of a mom making lunch for her kids is a good example of how you can go viral and be popular on TikTok without ever needing to show your pretty face.
using cute little yellow monkeys to decorate the food. And for the note, I'm writing, "You are my moon and my sun and my star."
And just like on YouTube, vlogs are another medium that people can create for TikTok, except they're limited to a maximum of 1 minute, and they're usually just a visual diary of someone's day. Lip syncing is another popular type of TikTok video, but not the Britney Spears kind. Lip syncing is similar to acting or sketch comedy and usually centers around people lip syncing to a popular or comedic sound, like a scene from Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Instructional videos are also really popular on TikTok, with people sharing their best hacks, tips, or education about a subject. How to light a candle properly the first time so you don't end up with candles that look like this. Step 1, light the candle. Step 2, relax. Do not blow out the candle. You want to burn the candle all the way to the edge because candles actually have memory. This is why the first burn is so important. You want to burn it all the way to the edge. If you blow it out too soon because of the candle's memory, it will only burn to where it initially burned. So it would never reach the edge here, and that's why you end up with all of this, which is wasted candle. This is actually how I first went viral on TikTok, by sharing a video about how to burn a candle properly. The tips blew people's minds, and my video quickly racked up over 3 million views when I had about 3 followers. The video itself wasn't anything special, but the content really resonated with people and it made them feel like they learned something, so it kept them really engaged. Instructional videos are a great way to showcase your expertise on TikTok about literally any subject, even candles. Now, trends are a whole other genre of TikTok videos, and basically it's a type of TikTok video that goes viral and is then replicated by other TikTok users by using the same sound or hashtag. TikTok videos are all categorized underneath a sound, so if it's a challenge, then it will have a hashtag that everyone uses, which makes it easy to see all the videos for a specific TikTok trend and get inspiration for how to make your own. And finally, people love to tell stories on TikTok. Whether it's narrating to the camera like you would talk in an Instagram story, or putting a story together with text and photos using the green screen feature, there are tons of ways to tell entertaining stories on TikTok. But with 700 million people tuning into TikTok every month, there really is a niche for everyone and everything. So now that you understand what TikTok is, let's talk about how exactly TikTok works. Just like Instagram, TikTok is divided into 2 main feeds, the For You page and the Following page. The main screen you see when you open up the app is called the For You page, which is basically the equivalent of Instagram's Explore page. On the For You page, you'll find a constant stream of new trends and videos that the TikTok algorithm thinks that you specifically will like. And this is where people spend most of their time in the app. Compare that to Instagram, where people actually spend most of their time in their main feed looking at content from people that they follow, and then sometimes they'll go and take a little look at their Explore page to find new content. But on TikTok, it's the total opposite. People spend most of their time on the For You page consuming content from people they follow and from people that they don't follow. And then sometimes they'll go take a look at their Following page featuring, you guessed it, videos from people you follow. There's also a bonus Learn feed that features educational and instructional videos if you click the little light bulb in the left-hand corner. How does the For You page and TikTok's algorithm really work? There's a whole bunch of rumors and myths out there, but I'm only going to be sharing with you the facts that TikTok themselves shared about how exactly the For You page works. Every TikTok user has a completely different For You page that is personalized for, you guessed it, you. If you're new to TikTok, it might take a few days for the app to learn about what content you like, but once it does, you'll be served an endless stream of videos that are catered to your interests. Your For You page is tailored specifically to you based on the videos that you watch all the way through, the videos that you like and comment on, the people that you follow, and even the content that you yourself create. The For You page also takes into account your language and your location. So despite it being such a big app with so many people, it can actually offer you a hyper-local experience, right down to videos about the city that you live in. So for example, I'm Canadian, so I see a lot of Canadian-centric content that Americans probably wouldn't see, like Canadian check.
Canadian check.
One more tip for the For You page. If you press and hold down on a video, it will give you the option to save a video to your favorites or to see less of videos that are like that video. Saving videos is a good way to keep track of videos that you want to come back to, and personally, I like to use this as a way to keep track of different trends or videos that I might want to recreate myself. When you come across a TikTok video that you don't like, you'll want to let TikTok know that you don't like it by clicking on the Not Interested button to see less of that type of content. This is going to help train the algorithm on what you do and what you don't like. Now that you understand how the For You page works to serve you up content, let's talk about how the TikTok algorithm works to share the content that you create with more people on TikTok. Since TikTok is built on a content graph instead of a social graph, you already know that you don't need to have followers in order to have people see your content. So how do they see it? Every video that is posted on TikTok is shown to a small group of users, which means that technically every video hits the For You page. Based on how your video performs with that small audience, the TikTok algorithm then decides if it should be shown to a larger test group, and so on and so on. Your videos are also shown to your followers too, but the real magic of going viral on TikTok comes when people who aren't following you engage with your video. When deciding to show your TikTok video to more people, the algorithm takes into consideration time watched, the length of your video, and how many likes, comments, and shares it has. It's better to have a shorter video that people watch all the way through or need to watch again in order to get it all, instead of having a longer video that people don't watch all the way through. But at the same time, if you have a long video up to 1 minute long that people do sit and they watch all the way through that 1 minute, that shows that your video is super engaging and it has potential to be shown to even more people. That's why my candle TikToks have been so popular. They're long, but since they're instructional, people want to stick around to see the final result or learn all the steps in a process. So it really helps me in the algorithm. Your goal is to create a super engaging TikTok that catches people's attention so they stop scrolling, and then keeps them engaged so they keep watching all the way through your video. And then it should kind of spark something inside of them that makes them want to like, comment, save, or share your video with others. Hashtags do play an important part in the TikTok algorithm because they help to categorize your content. If you're using hashtag candles, it tells TikTok that your video is about candles, so it will then show that video to other people who have engaged with candle videos. Or if you're doing a specific challenge video, using the challenge hashtag will help TikTok share your video to other people who are interested in that challenge.